Okay. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Earth Day, first and foremost. I hope everyone is safe and healthy. My name's Allie Bibo. I think I know most, if not every one of you that is currently dialing in. And it's very much our pleasure to host our first virtual quote-unquote networker together. We're going to be doing these every Wednesday until further notice to highlight different members of the Bureau. And when we're done with that round of ideas, we'll probably reach out to our different partners to be featured in different capacities to help us connect and find ways to do business together and hopefully get on the other side of this sooner than later. So again, welcome to today's Coffee and Conversation. And just like today, now more than ever, we're looking for ways to connect. And through some quick work and innovation, we launched a virtual Miami campaign. We've reached out to all our partners, all of our community members, and anything that we've seen going on in the community through our own email channels. We have now compiled a beautiful resource of amazing things you can enjoy from your home that will live in perpetuity after this pandemic is over. These are resources that visitors can look at before they visit, or if they will never have a chance to visit, they will be able to learn more about it and know how amazing Miami is. But hopefully everyone will get to come and see the amazing things we have. So whether you have some virtual offerings now that are already featured, you haven't heard about this at all, or you want to get some ideas of how you might be able to be featured, that's what this call is all about. It will be available after this session as on demand. So if there's anyone that wants to share this afterwards, of course you can certainly do that, and we'll share that with all the participants. I'm going to be managing the chat, so feel free to shoot me a note directly, and I will share those with John along the way if they are relevant to the initial conversation, or we'll save them for the end. And let's see, what else do I have here from the housekeeping? I think that's pretty much it. If there is anything that you think of afterwards, of course, feel free to reach out to me or John, and we'll be happy to help you think through the idea or figure out or connect you in any way that we can. So without further ado, I want to just pass it over to the man with the plan, John Copeland. Hey, that's pretty good.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you again for being our first guinea pig in this virtual networking world. And thank you everyone for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Allie, for the invitation. Please bear with us today as we are all figuring this out together. But I'm thrilled to be here. Again, my name is John Copeland. I serve as the Director of Cultural Tourism for the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, where my primary role is to promote Miami's arts and culture offerings to the rest of the world, to try to get as many visitors that come to Miami to also venture out and take in some arts and culture activities while they're here. Before we get in too deep today, I just want to, because I know I have a lot of friends and colleagues in the arts world that are here on the call today, and I'd just like to take a moment and recognize and send condolences to our arts community. This was a tough week for us. We lost two icons of our arts world, both in the passing of Ellie Schneiderman, who founded the Art Center of South Florida, which is now Oolite Arts, and also the loss of Joe Adler, the founding artistic director of Gable Stage. And so our thoughts and prayers are with the family, the companies, and our arts community in this time of loss. So without further ado, I thought I'd like to kick off this session with a little bit about what we are doing as a Visitors Bureau to try to help mitigate and educate everyone about what's happening during this crisis. And so to start with, I'm going to share a little video here that the Bureau has put together that talks a little bit deeper about what it means to be here in Miami.
Sometimes, looking ahead is what moves us forward. It's in those moments when we discover who we truly are, where we appreciate more than ever the beauty of life and turn that admiration into inspiration with life-affirming optimism and a thirst for endless discovery. There's a place with that same bright, sun-drenched attitude. It radiates from everything, from every corner, and from everyone. It turns bricks and mortar into masterpieces and lets nature thrive in its natural state. So we invite you to look forward to a brilliant tomorrow in a place that sparks joy and ignites smiles. We can't wait to welcome you with open arms. Until then, we stand by you as you stand by, ready for our Miami sun to shine brighter than ever. Let's shine together.
All right, I'm not sure how much of that we caught and worked. I
You
apologize
did good.
for
There
the
was
tech
just one little
difficulties.
moment when we saw you switching. Yeah, there was a little screen switching, but we saw most of it. It was good.
All right, thank you, Allie. And thank you, everybody. So Miami Shines is our business recovery plan that we've been working very hard on to try to be ahead of the game for when business gets back to normal in Miami. And as you see from the video and you hear from the words, there is a lot for us to shine about. And certainly from our arts and culture community, our attractions, all of those amazing things that make Miami such a special place. And that's all part of what we are doing as a bureau to try to bring business back. And so as we get to the point of reopening our community, you will see more of this come to life here in Miami. And along with that, I want to take you through very quickly a little bit more about our relief and recovery efforts that the GMCVB has been working on. And so here you'll see our recovery program. And again, we're looking at the hospitality industry and its employees as a way to keep this industry alive. So we've got a three-pronged approach. We're educating, we're mitigating, and we're stimulating. And you'll see that through some of the things that we're going to share with you today. Naturally, through providing resources for our stakeholders about the latest information, about what's happening on the ground, what's happening locally at the state level and at the federal level. We're also working on some mitigation efforts because we want to be able to maintain as much business as possible. And I'll share with you some of those efforts. And then finally, it'll be stimulating and putting together that business recovery plan so we can quickly get back to where we were before the crisis. And so you'll see here several of the programs that we have implemented and that we're working on. We'll talk about all of these today, and we'll go live into the website so we can take a little bit deeper look at what these efforts are all about, and more information about how you can be a part of it. So with that, I'm going to, I'll actually share this document with everyone so that you can have a copy. And you'll notice in the chat bar right now, I'm going to drop that in there for you. So hopefully everybody can access that little flyer that we put together. And so with that, let's dive in and take a deeper look at what we're doing online. And so here we go, and I'm going to share the screen once more, and we will take a look at our website. So hopefully everybody's seeing our website now.
It's getting there. It's still black.
There.
It's still black. Here we go.
Here we go. You got
Yep.
it? All right, thank you. And so here's our homepage, miamibeaches.com. Again, this site gets so much traffic. In the height of tourist season, we're seeing 1 to 1.2 million unique visitors a month visiting miamibeaches.com. So this is a great resource for anybody coming to Miami and looking for the latest information. You'll see here at the top, this is our COVID-19 update and business action activities. Starting with this first tab here, to take a look at the updates that we have compiled. As you can see, we're keeping this very current. So daily we are going in here and putting in the latest information. You can find links to all of the local emergency orders, help for the tourism industry, a little bit about our Miami Eats program, which I'll talk about in a minute, travel information, so visitors that are still finding out, can we come to Miami, what those restrictions are, as well as some cruise information from all of the cruise lines, and then additional advisories with everybody from the World Health Organization to the CDC to the Florida Department of Health. So the next little tab I want to draw your attention to is open hotels. So while the majority of our hotels are closed, there are hotels available for essential lodging. And so if you have anybody coming into town that is an essential lodger, please check this list. You'll find out what it means to be an essential lodger. These are all the people that are eligible to actually book a hotel room during this time. And then here is an actual updated list of those hotels. So you can find out and reach out and contact the hotels. It's broken into neighborhoods so that if you have somebody that you know is an essential personnel that needs lodging here in Miami-Dade County, we've got that list here for you. The next program I'm going to talk to you a little bit about is Miami Eats. Hopefully everybody has continued to patronize your favorite restaurants during this time. The Miami Eats program, again, was a quick program we put together immediately. Naturally, as host of Miami Spice, we've got tremendous resources in connecting to our restaurants that are out there. And so here is where you can find out how to participate in the program, how to find your favorite restaurant. It's super easy. You plug in what your keyword is. So let's say you love Alter and Brad Kilgore. And so you can plug in here Alter and you can find out what they are doing. I'm not seeing them on here. Oh, maybe I spelled Alter wrong. So sorry about that. Maybe if I plug in his last name.
How about Joe's?
Joe's is good too, but Alter Q, there they are.
Ah,
See,
there it is, yeah.
I forgot the Q. And
Is
so
that your favorite? Is that the one you're ordering from?
I'm a big fan of Brad and the work that he does. But here you can find out their hours, their menu. They also offer gift cards, and this is a great thing for you guys to be taking advantage of. If you can't patronize them now, buy a gift card and come back to them when they open. They'll be so appreciative for all of the support that we can get them. I'm going to skip over virtual Miami, but talk a little bit about Miami Salutes. And naturally, we have a lot of first frontline responders, first responders that are out there taking care of all of the needs of our community. So we have started aggregating and collecting all of the discounts that may be available to a frontline worker. And so this is another wonderful way for us to be able to give back to the community, give back to those frontline workers who are working so tirelessly for all of us. And then naturally at the end, industry help. And here is where you'll find things about relief efforts. So if you're looking for some relief effort links, all of that is available here, some job resources. We do know that there are people hiring during this time. So if you know somebody that's out of work, that's looking for work, please feel free to direct them here to industry help here at our website. And so now for the topic of today, let's go into virtual Miami. Now, virtual Miami was established as a way to create a great tool to be able to visit Miami from your computer, from your tablet, from your iPhone, from whatever device you have, without actually being here. And so we put together this site as a way to collect and aggregate as many virtual experiences as we possibly can. And so I'm going to take you through the site in a little bit of detail to show you all of the different things that we're working on. And so here at the top, you get a little bit of an intro. We've got backgrounds available here that I'll come back to in a little bit. Some featured virtual experiences that are called out as a way to give a little shout out to some of the things that are happening. We have some great virtual video experiences. And these video experiences are experiences that, that we love and that we have collected here. So you can dive in and they'll play right in your screen and it'll let you travel through a little bit of Miami. Little Haiti's a great one. Another favorite of mine is so those videos are here and available for anybody to come and browse through. Excuse me. I also want to draw your attention to our Miami webcams, and we've been fascinated by the amount of traffic that these webcams generate. It is just really incredible, but these are live webcams. All the ones you see here at the top are actually hosted by the GMCVB at various locations. And one of my favorite ones to take a look at is the South Beach one, especially right now, because right now off of South Beach, every day there are at least 8 to 10 cruise ships parked out here on the horizon. And then you look at this empty expanse of beach, and you see they're still doing the beach cleaning. You'll see lifeguards still patrolling and the police still patrolling, keeping people off of the beach. But it's a great reminder that just steps away is this wonderful, wonderful natural resource for us. You'll see Lincoln Road. I know Tim Schmann is on the call today, and so shout out to Tim at the Lincoln Road bid. But Lincoln Road being naturally deserted as people are properly self-isolating today. We also have some great partner webcams, and these partner webcams can be a lot of fun. Everybody loves a good meerkat, and a good meerkat on video is like nothing else. And
it's
so
enthralling if you haven't followed it. Just watch for a while.
And so the meerkats are here at Zoo Miami, and you can spend the whole day watching them as they just play and have the time of their lives, being naturally always isolated. But
John,
the poor little guys.
Can you indulge me and do the underwater one? That's my favorite.
Sure, absolutely,
Okay.
Yes. And so
you can play this in the background, and it's just so relaxing and enjoyable. And it's, you know, it's a little coral reef right in downtown, right next to the bridge.
It doesn't look like that cam is working right now.
Ah, darn it.
But Coral Morphologic is a local company, and we've been partnering with them. And their camera looks like, there it is. So this camera is actually underwater at the Port of Miami, right at the tip of the port before you get to Fisher Island. And so it's always on, and we'll get that link corrected so that we make sure that it's playing for everybody. But it's a great way to see what's happening underwater right now, right here in Miami. And so,
thank you.
So, yeah, absolutely, Allie. The airport and the Port of Miami are also great ones to just see what the traffic is like out there. And then naturally, we're aggregating our Found in Miami moments from our Instagram feed down here at the bottom. But to jump back up to a couple of other things that I want to highlight is this Miami background images. And so with so many people utilizing Zoom and virtual meetings, we thought it would be great to have a little bit of Miami in everyone's background. And so we pulled some of our favorite images that we have in our digital library and created these backgrounds that anybody can download for free. And so the instructions for how to do that are right down here, but to give you a little snapshot, these are all the different images that we have pulled together. And so if you want this aerial view of South Beach, you can click on the image. It opens it up in full scale. If you right click on the image, then you can save the image. And when you save it to your computer, then you can use it inside of Zoom or wherever you would like for your background. And those instructions are right up here at the top. We also have the ability in a zip file, you can download every single one of these images and then use them as a great screensaver for your background on your computer or your desktop. If you want to know more about how to put this background as your Zoom background for meetings, here's a great little link with a video that tells you exactly how to do it. So the video is terrific, and if anybody has any questions or wants more information about those Zoom backgrounds, for instance, if your organization wishes to create your own background library, here are the specs that you need for those Zoom backgrounds. And so that's a great handy little resource. Also, to that end, our good friends over at the New World Symphony have prepared virtual backgrounds, and so they let us know. So we're giving them a shout out here. So for all of you amazing artists and individuals that have the ability to create virtual backgrounds, let us know. We'd be thrilled to highlight that and put them out there for the rest of the world to be able to take advantage of. So that is our virtual backgrounds. So I'm going to back up one to Virtual Miami, and let's talk a little bit more in depth. Let me check my time. Yep, we're doing good on time. A little bit more about our virtual experiences. So our virtual experiences, if you click on View All Virtual Experiences here, you get a very familiar a listing of all of the experiences that we currently have available here on the platform. It'll take a little minute to load here. I've got some extra windows open. So currently we have 90 results pulled from all of our virtual experiences. And the virtual experiences are pretty similar to any other past experience that you have delivered to the GMCVB. So I'm just going to pop into one and show you a little bit about what it looks like. And again, pops into your own little page where Frost Art Museum has their hero image here, and then what their virtual offerings are. And then this description is pulled from Frost, and I'll show you guys how you can submit your descriptions and this information in a minute. But when we click on the link to visit site, it takes you right into the Patricia and Philip Frost Art Museum's webpage. And as an example of what they are up to, they have digital experiences here. And one of my favorite that they have is this wonderful deconstruction walkthrough of the show Deconstruction, the walkthrough of their gallery. And this gives you a great real time, I can throw it in a full screen, and now I can walk the museum as if I am there. And they have these great little wayfinding points that you can click on. And when you click there, you actually dive into a description of what the piece is. You can take a look at the artworks, and you can visit the museum in an augmented reality type of environment. And so I thought that was a great example. Again, not everyone's going to be able to do this. You'll have varying levels and varying degrees of having virtual experiences, but I encourage everyone to take a look into them and see what you're able to do. Another one that I'm going to pop into real quick that I wanted to give you a little about is what the what History Miami is doing. And so they have an on-demand program where they have aggregated a lot of different things into their site. And so when we go into here to their on-demand museum, they're constantly changing and updating this with new content, Miami stories, a little bit about episodes of different historical things that are happening. They've got great videos of just, you know.
We're Tall Bikes 305. This is our street tradition.
And so these experiences can be as simple as just some aggregated videos that you may have taken over the years that you want to be able to share with the rest of the world. And so we're happy to take them on. We've got lots of different things for you guys to check out on here. So I encourage everybody to go and see what other organizations are doing and learn some of those best practices. And so now let's talk a little bit about how to actually get your events up there onto Virtual Miami. And we think we've got a pretty simple process, but you guys will let us know if it's not. So here we are back on the Virtual Miami homepage, Virtual Miami at miamibeaches.com. And then right here you have, if you are the host of a virtual experience and would like to be included, please download the submission form. And when you click on this, it's pretty simple. The form opens up. This is a PDF form, so you can complete it. You can type your event right in here and complete the form. And so some of the things that I think are very important that I want to draw your attention to, and in order to do that, I'm going to pull up this in a little bit of a better format for everybody to see, so that we can talk about this form, because I think the form is very important for us to make sure that we are completing it properly and that all of the information is there as it needs to be. And so hopefully everybody can see the form. Allie, have you got it?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. Great. So this submission form, you can email this submission form and your event information to virtualmiami@gmcvb.com. So that email comes to me, and it comes to a few of our team members that help put together all of the events on the site. You've got a contact name and a contact email. Important to know that the name is only for our use. If we have questions and we need to reach back out to you, the name will not be published as part of the event listing. Also on here is the email address. Now the email address will be posted, but if possible, use a generic email address, like your info at, or your events at, or whoever is going to be checking and monitoring that info email for your organization. Naturally, we need the dates of the events. A lot of people are doing artist talks and webinars and great classes. And so if they have specific dates, please make sure you let us know so that we can make sure the dates are in there. This is also important because if your event has already happened, we want the event to expire. So we're able to have the events roll off of our site so that people aren't looking for an event that occurred 2 weeks ago and getting disappointed when they're not able to participate. Start time and end time is good. If you have any admission, if there are any ticket price or cost to actually experience the event, we're seeing some organizations do this, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Naturally, the host of the organization, your organization name, and the name of the venue. And if this is in a virtual event, please put virtual event here in the venue name. The address, if it's virtual, we don't need your address. So we won't be posting any physical addresses in our virtual experiences website. And the phone number, if the attendees need to call and get more information, it's always helpful sometimes to have a phone number as well as the URL. Now, a little bit about the URL. Some folks have been hosting Zoom experiences, and they've been giving us the Zoom meeting invite address. Now, I caution you about this because, as a lot of you have seen in the news, Zoom has been having trouble with Zoom bombers. And these are people that are being malicious, and they're busting into Zoom experiences. I don't think we've had any bombers today, but they are taking over, they are doing inappropriate things and just causing trouble. So I would caution you against putting a Zoom link as the event URL. If possible, please have a page on your website that we can direct people to actually access the event content. This could also be a Facebook Live. If you have a Facebook event that you've created, that event page could be in this URL. We've also seen some folks directing people to their Instagram page if they've been doing Instagram artist talks or artist tours and things like that.
And I just wanted to jump in real quick if I could. Well, I'll let you finish doing the form, and then I want to just mention something for those who don't have any content or maybe want to supplement what they already have. Through a program that we're offering. So go ahead, sorry.
Great. So event description. Now, event descriptions are important because when Google searches the internet looking for information, and when people do keyword searches, Google reads event descriptions. And so we want to make sure that those event descriptions are unique. So please don't simply copy and paste your existing event description. We'd like this to be a unique description, unique to our site, so that we can keep our Google hit results as high as possible. Once you start getting copy and pasted information on multiple websites throughout the webosphere, Google starts to lower your score and your rating for being a solid site with valuable information. One of the things that we do as a team is we check these descriptions. So we will search, and if we see a description that is copy and pasted, we will actually edit it so it becomes unique. So we also encourage you to please go back into Virtual Miami and double check your event descriptions. For some of you whose events may have changed or they're morphing over time, please keep an eye on them. And then finally, our event image. This is so important because we don't have all of the images of all of the organizations from all over our community. So please submit event images. People love great pictures, love great images. Here's the specs. If you don't have an image that you submit, we may look into our archives and see if we have an image from your organization in our database somewhere and try to position that into your event. But hopefully you will have an image that you can submit that will be of this size. And then sign it and submit it. And so I am going to share this form with everyone. And what we will do is right now, I'm going to plop in the virtual event submission form into the chat. So hopefully it's appearing and everybody now can grab that PDF form. Allie.
Yeah, I didn't see that file and I didn't see the first document, just as a note. So I don't know if the file is not working, but we can always send them separately if other people aren't seeing them.
Okay, I think I sent it just to Jean. So here it comes to everybody.
Ah, ta-da, there it is, perfect. We do have a few questions, but I did want to just reference the program that we currently engage with, Threshold 360. This is a partnership that we currently pay for, but it's free to our partners to have free 360 video footage taken of your property, venue, museum, theater, business. So it's free. I will send the link to everyone again, or even better, if you're interested, email me or shoot me a note on Zoom chat, and I can connect you directly with the scheduler. I've been surprised how few partners have taken participated in this recently, because it is still available, and considering that we have no people inside the venues, it seems to be a perfect time to take pictures, especially, you know, if you can get into the venues. I know some are completely closed, but if you are in a position to open up your space, we just need, you know, you or someone to open the space, and it takes about an hour and it's free, and then it lives on your profile on our website, but we can certainly feature it under the Virtual Miami section as long as it's a tour type of component. So I just want to throw that out there for you. And then John, I think you have some other things to go through, and we'll hit the questions at the end.
Yes, and so as a bit of a recap here, I just want to go back through the, so everybody's seeing my screen again, I hope. And so as we are thinking about all of the, as we're thinking about all of the information that is required, when I talk about the image, this big hero image is the 1440 by 900 image that is used as the hero image for your event page. The dates here, when you see a now through December 31st, that means this is an ongoing, it's happening daily. So every day this will show up here in our virtual experiences section. And then you'll see the description here. And again, you know, Pam has created a digital museum page that you can start exploring. And so when you go out to that URL link, this is the URL that Pam has sent us. And so we're able to aggregate all of their, I'm already on your mailing list, but thank you. And so you'll be able to see artist talks, current exhibitions. They've got some great kid programs. They actually have their gift shop online, which I know is an important revenue stream for those of you with gift shops. So make sure you're including those as, you know, wherever possible if your gift shop is open. And then finally, I would just like to thank everyone for such an amazingly inventive and industrious way that you have responded to the crisis. We have seen so many organizations doing so many amazing things to keep Miami on the map and to keep Miami front of mind for residents and for our potential visitors. We've seen a lot in the news happening lately. I'm sure a lot of you saw the pool top concerts that happened on Friday night at the Paraiso and on Saturday night at the Icon in Brickell. Again, these are ways that people are engaging with us. The David Guetta concert on Saturday night, that was from 6 to 8 p.m. We had over 71,000 people tune into the GMCVB's Facebook Live page to watch that streamed concert. But overall, David Guetta's team had close to, I believe it's up to 16 million people around the world tune in to watch him perform on the pool deck of the Icon in downtown Miami. And so these things are out there, they're still happening. If you hear of anything happening, please let us know. Even if you think we know about it, we may not know about it. So we look for you to be our eyes and ears out there in the world, finding out what's happening so that we can keep Miami top of mind to people as they are self-isolating, so that when we do get back to normal, we can shine brighter than ever. Thanks, guys. So does anybody have any questions? I know Ali put some information here on Threshold 360. So I'd like to offer it up for any questions that anybody has, as well as if you're doing any unique virtual experiences that you'd like to share with the rest. And what I'm going to ask you to do is if you will just self-unmute yourself if you'd like to make a comment.
And John, I did have a few advanced emailed, and
Okay.
so maybe we'll start with those.
We'll
and
take
just
those.
as a note, I still owe everyone a click here link for the actual scheduling. So I'm just, of course, the click here link didn't go over to the, I'll have to copy that separately. So if you check the chat and are like, where's the link? It's a coming. So we had two questions come in. I'm just going to keep them anonymous, but one question was, do you have any information or guidance on how to set up a pay-per-view program during social distancing? I know I don't know.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, and I would probably lean toward other experts. One thing that I have seen is the Miami International Film Festival actually hosted a virtual viewing, and they charged, I believe it was $13 to get the access to watch the movie streamed live. And so I know that they had the ability to do that. I'm not sure the technology behind that, other than you just had to pre-register. You got the, you know, as if you were purchasing a ticket, and then everybody got the private link to actually be able to stream the movie live, you know, at a particular time. They had like a 7 p.m. on a Saturday night viewing. But I would certainly offer it up to anybody on the call. I know we have 66 participants. If anybody's doing anything, please shout it out. And you'll just have to unmute yourself.
John, can you hear me?
Hi, Susie. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. We are participating with the Arsht at home. So since we aren't doing our 25th anniversary of Summer Shorts or Three Little Birds this summer, save the date for same time next year. But in the meantime, Margaret is experimenting with Facebook Live and some other platforms to put shorts on Shorts live shorts that we're then submitting to to be viewed on Arsht at home. So it actually worked.
Great,
I have to say, I'm really tickled with that. So there's other stuff going out on Arsht at home that everybody should take a look at. And if you guys have it at Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau as an activity, that would probably be a fun thing to have virtually.
Great. And Susie, don't be afraid to just submit it as City Theater so that we can have City Theater recognized on Virtual Miami and your particular activities. Even if we direct to Arsht at home, I think it's important for City Theater to get recognized.
Then I will do that. Thank you,
Hi, John.
Hi, Laura. Laura Bruni from the Arts and Business Council of Miami.
Woohoo. I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we are doing one of our MAMP labs next week is going to be on virtual arts activations. So it's going to be all about how to promote your virtual activities, how to connect. John is going to be one of the speakers, and we've got 6 great speakers. So if you want info, go to ArtsBiz Miami, ARTSBIZ Miami.org/events, and then you can click and get all the details, but it should be a great program.
Great, thank you, Laura. And in fact, I will, I'll put the link to that here in the chat. And so everybody can head right that way.
I wanted to go back to what you were saying, Susie. What has the Arsht Center shared with their programming plans. Is that something that you're at liberty to discuss or share with us? I'm just curious about seating, or are they just going to stay closed?
Is there nobody from the ARST on this call at this point? Is there anybody
This
here?
is Mariah. This is Mariah. I'm here from the ARST.
Hello.
Okay,
Mariah.
take it away.
And can you repeat your question? Sorry, I had looked away for a second.
I'm just wondering what the intention or plans may be at this point for a summer season, or even the fall season for our larger performing arts and even our smaller performing arts organizations. Is there just no decision being made at this point?
From what I have seen, and I'll have to double check to make sure what I'm saying is correct, but I do believe that we are holding on summer programming for the moment. And we are looking to kick back up with the fall, with season 2021, but I will double check that, but that's my understanding at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so much of it is going to be depending upon the phasing of how we open. And as we've seen from the federal suggestions on the 3-tiered phasing, you know, it's a 45-day plan in the best case scenario in terms of the 2-week phasing and opening up. And so much of it is just going to be dependent on what's happening here in Miami as a hotspot. And, you know, we're all at the mercy of the virus until we can get some sort of vaccine or, you know, cure this thing in a way that we can all get back to normal. I see a question here, Ali, in the chat about, do we have a GMCVB toolkit that we can share on social media and newsletters? And so I'll take that one. So, you know, one of the big things that we do from the GMCVB is really try to aggregate as much of our content through our hashtag. Hashtag Found in Miami has been one we've been using for the past several years. You will see our new campaign, Miami Shines, coming out here in the coming weeks, hashtag Miami Shines. And I think the more that we can do to, you know, coalesce everything that's happening in Miami through hashtags, through sharing with each other, through reposting on social media, is going to be, you know, a great way to reconnect with our audiences and stay connected with our residents and our patrons.
Good morning, John. I wanted to share with you guys about what we're doing in Arts Ballet Theater of Florida. I'll be submitting my form every 3 or 4 days. We are sharing videos of our past performances, and it has been awesome. People have been enjoying them very, very much. It's free. All you have to do is to sign up, you know, in our mailing list, or follow by Instagram in order to give you the link to make it safe. Like you said, also, you know, we have to make it safe and not run everything like crazy around there. So I'll be sending the information, and everybody is invited to follow Arts Ballet on Instagram. That's the handle, Arts Ballet.
Thank you, Ruby. That's wonderful, and we really appreciate that. And you know, it's a great way for all of us to stay connected. So, show of hands. So, everybody, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you have a reactions button here in Zoom, and if you click on that reactions button, thumbs up. How many of you have participated in a virtual experience in the past month? All right, that's great. Good, good. So it looks like about half of us have. I apologize, this was actually going to be a poll question, but we've not been able to get our polls system working this morning. But it's great that you guys are out there participating and creating and continuing to be a part of the arts and culture and the attractions community here. So I've got a question here. Who do I communicate with to get videos of Miami to post on our website, funtravelguides.com? And that's a great question. And so I would encourage you to reach directly out to me, and I will be putting my email address here for everyone. And If you want to get any of our assets that we have, whether you're looking for images, whether you're looking for videos, things like that, please reach out and ask. Because right now we are a service organization for our entire community. And so anything we can do to help you, to help your business and your organization, please don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. I'm seeing another question here. If there are organizations that have experience doing Facebook Lives or watch parties, this person would love to learn more information. And so everybody sees in the chat window, if you have experience putting these things together, please reach out to Yvette. She's put her email address in here. And you know, let's all continue to lean on each other for experts that can help us get through this.
John, we had another question come in prior directly to me about the updated essential hotel list. So that the question was, how often is it updated? It's updated every day. We get hotels reaching out to us every day, and my team is in charge of that. So we update it every day. What's the other follow-up question on that is, what's the plan for the hotel opening? So, and will it happen in the fall? We anticipate hotels are going to open up much sooner. We anticipate hotels will be allowed to open up June 1st, right after the Memorial Day weekend. We're anticipating Memorial Day weekend is a weekend we want to avoid encouraging people to party on the beach. Once that long weekend is gone, we feel, of course, assuming that everything's flattened and things are moving in the direction that they need to be. So we feel comfortable about that. At this time, of course, things could change. Don't quote me on it, but that's what we're thinking and talking about internally. We do have our annual State of the Industry event, which is, if you joined us last year, it was at the Port of Miami. It's our annual event to showcase the previous year's amazing numbers, which of course now, who cares? But we're also going to be unveiling our recovery program under the Miami Shines header. So that'll be an opportunity for us to showcase our destination and all of the amazing things that we have to offer. We're going to lump together Miami Spice, Miami Spa, Hotel Months, Attractions, and Museums Month. Everything will live under the Miami Shines program. So it'll just be a massive campaign driven by special offers, because every destination, once they reopen, is going to be dying for business. So we're really going to be focusing on the drive market, and that's where the marketing will go. But I will tell you that on May 14th at that event, which will be a virtual event, you'll see an invitation probably next week to it. Please join us, because you'll hear a lot more about what the experts are saying about how the summer is going to look in the fall and even 2021, which right now looks very strong. Of course, all that could change. And I did just want to mention that I guess it's save the date, May 14th, 9 to 10. So that's pretty much that. I think there was one other question that came in about, on the hotels. Sorry, I did want to mention, tomorrow the Hotel Association is going to be doing an expert panel discussion of what the new hotel world is going to look like. What will it look like as a guest at a hotel? What are the new things that will be in place? The owner of the Fountain Blue was on the news last night talking about they're going to have a 10 commitments program, similar to like the 10 Commandments, where they commit to all of these steps to make guests feel uber secure, that they're in the cleanest possible environment they could be in. And of course, addressing the social distancing issues with check-in, valet, all of those things are going to be addressed in this webinar tomorrow that the Hotel Association is hosting. So I know we'll get a lot more information on the hotel side there, which will again be the beginning of us reopening, I think, to the world. So
yes,
I went on a little long on that, but wanted to share.
And also, for those of you that are interested, the Beacon Council is hosting a business recovery webinar today at 1:30. And so if you have interest in joining and being a part of that, I'm going to pop the link here into the chat window in case you want to participate in that. It will include Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Jimenez, but that is going to happen today.
And Bill Talbert, let's remember, yes. Bill will be there, and Talbert will be there.
Our boss. And so I'm putting that link to that webinar if anybody is interested directly into the chat window as well.
And we're going to be doing these little get-togethers every Wednesday. Next week, we're planning to feature our tourism and travel industry sales. One of the directors will be talking about their new training program for tour and travel operators, as well as, again, looking ahead at what the world is going to look like in the months and year ahead. So that should be interesting. Deborah oversees the our Canadian market and our some of our domestic and Caribbean markets. So that should be interesting to hear what she's hearing and also share the new program that we'll be launching through that department. Again, we hope we'll be able to have you join us if you're interested.
So with that, I think we're approaching the end of the session. Any last thoughts, Allie?
I'm good, but if anyone has any questions, we do have a few minutes, and I do want to wish everyone a happy Earth Day. I hope you'll get out and enjoy. They said it's slightly cooler today, so get out and enjoy the slightly cooler weather for a little walk and get some fresh air at lunchtime, and stay safe and healthy. I can't wait to see you all and give you a elbow bump or whatever we'll be doing soon.
Great.
Wonderful.
And
thank you so much.
thank you, everybody. We miss you. See you soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, John, for hosting us.
Thank you all for participating.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye, Nicole. Bye, Kathy. Catherine. Roxana, bye.
Bye, John. It was great.
Thank you, Roxana. I appreciate it.